Dear students, this is 11th Zoology, Chapter 13. Last video class, we have seen fish culture, the characteristics of fish culture we have seen, the types of culturable fish we have seen. The next topic we are going to see is the one prawn culture. Prawn culture. Most important aquatic crustacean is prawn. So it's a one aquatic culture which is widely cultured. Prawn flesh is palatable. Palatable means tasty one and rich in glycogen, protein with a low fat content. The types of prawn fishery: shallow water prawn fishery, estuaries and backwater prawn fishery, and fresh water prawn fishery. Then fourth one, marine prawn fishery. This is the given example and definitions you can go through. Then species of prawn. A number of species of prawn are distributed in water resources such as Pinnayus indicus, Pinnayus monodon, Metapinnayus dobsoni, and Macrobrachium rosenbergi. So these are the species of prawn. You can underline, take out your textbook, take your pencil and just underline. The next topic is the one culture of freshwater prawn. Macrobrachium rosenbergi is commonly seen in rivers, fields, and low saline estuaries. The prawn collected from ponds, river, and paddy fields are transferred to the tanks which are aerated. For fertilizations, one pair of prawn kept in separate tank. After mating, the eggs are laid. The spawning tanks of different size should be prepared with the proper aerations. The temperature 24 degrees Celsius to 30 degrees Celsius and pH value is around 7 to 8 should be maintained in the hatching tank. The egg hatch into first and second stage larva. Artificial feed is supplied. Young ones of 5 centimeter length will go under for 60 days old. Can be reared in fresh or slightly brackish water ponds and paddy fields. Harvesting of prawns can be done twice in a year. So this is the one Macrobrachium rosenbergi. You can go through. The next topic is the one culture of marine prawn. Several factors that determine the success of marine prawn culture includes selection of site, water quality, soil quality, and availability of seed. Seed means that eggs, fish eggs, that's what they say as a seed. Then preparations of farm. For the preparations of ponds for algal growth and for subsequent stocking of prawns, it is essential to drain off the water and sun dry the bottom followed by light tilling. Agricultural lime should be applied to absorb excess carbon dioxide and to supply calcium which is required for molting one. So the agricultural limes to be applied, and once if you apply that agriculture lime, the excess carbon dioxide will be removed and need to apply calcium for molting one. Fertilizer like rice, bran, poultry and cattle dungs are used to increase the fertility of the soil. Prawns are commonly caught in crafts and gears using different types of nets such as cash nets. You can underline this nets type, different types of nets. cast nests, bag nests, drag nests, trawl nests, and barrier nests. Preservations of prawns is done by peeling and developing, uh, dividing, divining, or by cooking up and peeling one. Then next topic is the one pearl culture. Pearl is a white, highly shining globular concentrations or congregations found within the shell of an oyster. Underline shell of oysters. The pearl oysters are sedimentary animals, which means the sinking animals. They just stay in the bottom of the rock. In India, it was cultured for the first time 1973 at Thoothukudi. Underline, they'll ask you one word. Pearl oyster are found along the coast of Kanyakumari and Gulf of Kutch. Just underline. High quality pearls are obtained from pearl oysters of genus Pinctada. Underline. The high quality pearls are obtained from pearls oyster scholars of genus Pinctada that can be cultured in salinity ranges 30 ppt in rocks, raft, and long line methods. The freshwater bivalve lamellidans is also used in artificial pearl culture. And here, the mostly the pearl oyster inhabits the ridge of the rocks. Dead corals are forming extensive pearls banks. So these pearls beds produce best quality of pearls called as a linga pearl. Just underline linga pearl. Important one word. The pearls formations. When the foreign particles accidentally enter into the space between the mantle and shell of the oyster. Mantle means the shell, that is where the mantles we say. Orders means sticks in the mantles. When foreign particles accidentally enters into the space between mantles and shell of the oyster, it orders it orders to mantle. The mantle epithelium encloses it like a sac and starts to secrete a concentric layer of nacre around it as a defense mechanism. The nacre is secreted continuously by the epithelial layer of the mantle and is deposited around the foreign particles and over a period of time for formations of repeated layers of calcium carbonate makes the hard and glossy pearl. So when the foreign particles enter into the mantles, the space between the mantles, the nacre is secreted continuously by the epithelium layer. They secrete continuously means what happens? They become as a hard as well as glossy pearls. When pearls are enlarged to the oyster dies. The shell is then carefully opened and pearls manually separated and graded. Then compositions of pearls. So water 2 to 4% and organic matter, calcium carbonate, residues, all these things are present in the compositions of oyster. You can go through. This is what the pearls pearls formations, the shell, interior of that one, mollusk part, nacre. Can you find the nacre in this area? Here, mother of pearls, nacre, and this is the layer of nacre and pearls. They become as a formation of pearls, as shining, glossy pearls. The quality of pearls. The pearls are obtained as a variable shapes and size. Shapes and size. They may be white or cream red or pink red in color. The spherical pearls or rainbow color are rarely found. The best quality of pearl is obtained from marine oyster. One word underline. Pearl oysters obtained from freshwater bivalves are not as valuable as those obtained from the marine oyster. So marine oyster is the one, very valuable one. The next topic is the one animal husbandry and management. What do you mean by animal husbandry? Caring of animal we call as animal husbandry. And that animals we need to maintain, that is we call as a management. Animal husbandry is the practice of breeding and raising livestock cattle like cows, buffaloes, and goats and birds, etc. that are useful to human being. The parameters such as adequate ventilations, temperature, sufficient light, water, proper housing, accommodation should be taken into account to maintain dairy and poultry farms. Animals should be cared and protected from the diseases. Records should be maintained after regular visits by the veterinarian. Veterinarian means okay. Then moreover, the selections of good breeds with high yielding potential combined with the resistance, this is very important one. And animal breeding, the human beings have been depending on animals and animal products for food from the very early times. Generally, high yielding animals produce hybridizations are reared in poultry and dairy farms. In early days, the animals were produced and selected based on the specific characters in order to gain the knowledge of principles of the heredity and genetics. The human beings have been successfully rearing animals with the superior quality through the hybridizations of experiments. What do you mean by hybridizations? Crossing of two different species of animals we call as hybridizations. The next one, the objectives of animal breeding: to improve growth rate, enhancing the productions of milk, meat, eggs, etc., increase the quality of animals' products, improve resistance to diseases, increase reproductive rate. Just mark it 2 marks, important one. Methods of animal breeding. There are two methods of animal breeding, so, namely inbreeding and outbreeding. Just underline methods of animal breeding. Inbreeding. So breeding between animals of the same breed for 4 to 6 generations is called inbreeding. Important 2 marks. Very, very important. Just mark it out. So the species of animals breed breed for 4 to 6 generations only. That is because a inbreeding one. So here the inbreeding increases homozygosity and exposes and the harmful recessive genes. The next one, outbreeding. The breeding between, underline this outbreeding, the breeding between the unrelated animals was outbreeding. Mark it important 2 marks. The individuals producers do not have common ancestors for the 4 to 6 generations. Up to this one, just mark it 2 marks. The outbreeding helps to produce a new favorable traits to produce hybrids with the superior qualities with helps to create new breeds. And next one is the one outbreeding itself. There are few types are there. Outcrossing one. Just underline this outcrossing. It is the breeding between unrelated animals of the same breed but having no common ancestors. So unrelated animals of same breed but there is no common ancestor. The offspring of such cross is called as a outcross. Just mark it 2 marks, important. Then cross breeding. The breeding between the superior male of one breed with the superior female of another breed we call as a cross breeding. The crossbred progeny has superior traits, that is hybrid vigor or heterosis. The interspecific hybridizations. In this method of breeding, mating is between the male and female of two different species. That is where we call as interspecific hybridization. Progeny means what? Young ones. The progeny obtained from such as crosses are different from their parents and may possess the desirable traits of the parents. Have you heard about the mule? So mule, donkey and horse, cross between the donkey and horse. Already you have seen the previous chapter. From the beginning of chapter 2 and 3 and at all, you might have been read. It was produced by the process of interspecific hybridization between male donkey and female horse. Just underline this one. The next one is the one controlled breeding experiments. Controlled breeding experiments. Artificial inseminations. Artificial inseminations. Here, artificial inseminations are techniques in which the semen is collected from the male, is injected to the reproductive tract of the female. That is because of artificial inseminations. Semen means it's a male gametes of cow. That bull gametes, that is well semen. So that semen, the doctor is going to introduce, that is because of inseminations, introduce to female cow. That is because of artificial inseminations. The artificial inseminations economically measures where the fewer bulls are required and maximum use can be made or the best sire. Sire means herd, group. Advantage of artificial inseminations. Mark it important 2 marks. It increases the rate of conceptions. Conception means pregnancy. It avoids genital diseases. Genital means the reproductive tract diseases, that is because of genital diseases. The semen can be collected from injured bulls which have desirable traits. So if any bulls are undergone for fracture or injury, means that bulls has to be taken care by the farm owner, and from that injured bulls where we can collect that semen, and superior animals located apart can be bred successfully. Then MOET, multiple ovulations embryo transfer technology. Multiple ovulations embryo transfer technology. And here, in another methods of propagations of the animals which desirable traits. This method is applied when success rate of crossing is low, even after artificial inseminations. So first time they just use first one or two, three times they use that artificial inseminations to the cow. Once if that methods fail means they go for the multiple ovulations embryo transfer technology. So in this method, follicle stimulating hormones is administered to the cow for inducing follicular maturation and super ovulation. Super ovulation means the eggs, more eggs will be coming out. That is because of super ovulations. Instead of one egg per cycle, 6 to 8 eggs can be produced by this technology. The eggs are carefully recovered non-surgically from the genetic mother and fertilized artificially. So the embryos 3 to 32 celled stages are recovered and transferred to the surrogate mother. Surrogate mother means rental mother for another round ovulations. Same genetic mother is utilized. This technology can be applied to the cattle, sheep, buffaloes. The advantage of this technology can be produced to high yielding females and high quality meat yielding bulls in a short time. The breeds of dairy animals. Breeds of dairy animals. The dairying is the productions and marketing of milk and its products. Dairy operations consist of proper maintenance of cattle, collections, and processing the milk and by its byproduct. So underline this very, very important one. There are 26 well-defined breeds of cattle. So there are 26 well-defined breeds of cattle. So there among this one, 6 breeds of buffaloes in India. So totally 26 breeds of the cattle are there. In that one, 6 breeds of buffaloes from in India. The cattle are classified into 3 groups based on the purpose they serve to man. They are dairy breeds, draught breeds, and dual breeds, you can say. So dairy breeds means this is used for the high milk yielder or extended lactation. Lactation means durations of milk we call as a lactation. Lactation means extracting milks for 6 months or 10 months or 1 year. That is because a lactation period. Extracting of milk we call as a lactation period. Example, Sindhi, Gir, Sahiwal, Jersey, Brown Swiss, Holstein cattle. Then draught breeds. The bullocks are good for draught purpose. Example, Congayum, Malvi. The dual purpose cattle breeds. The cows are meant for yielding more milk as well as the bullocks are used for better draught purpose. Example, Ongol, Haryana. So these are the different breeds of cattle. So today we have completed up to classifications of cattle breeds. So dairy breeds. So cattle are classified into 3 types. That's what you are seeing it now. Examples of Gir, Kangayam, Ongol. So these are the different types of cattle reared in dairy animals. The next topic we'll see the common disease of cattle. Common disease of cattle. So today we have seen dairy farm. That is the next one is animal husbandry techniques. The next topic we have seen pearl culture, then prawn culture we have seen. Just go through today itself. If you have any doubt, you can contact me through WhatsApp. Okay, bye. Take care.